Welcome, y'all,
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Trees.
It's Nels.
And today, as promised, we are jumping into a new season of Before the 90 Days. I believe this is season 6, episode 1, Moonstruck. And I'm going to have to give it to TLC this, at least the start of the season. I'm going to have to give you your kudos because you know what? You picked individuals that we couldn't be shady about. Everybody's situation is somehow so up that you feel bad. Like I'm actually rooting for most of the people we meet well, except for one couple. You already know I'm not
You
here
just
for
made
them.
me feel bad because I got some shady stuff to say.
I don't think it's hard to be shady. I actually want most of these people to find love. Like I'm literally sitting here like I hope they're not disappointed. And usually I'm not. Y'all know I'm not that person. Usually I be like they fools, they crazy, they stupid. But everybody's situation is so like endearing and heartbreaking that you can't help but want to see them win. So I say again, TLC, kudos for once. I was literally sitting there engaged into everybody's story. And even the times where I wanted to be shady and felt like, oh, this is stupid, I was like, but he's going through this. And I felt so bad for
And
him.
you know what? And I give them kudos because they never cease to amaze me with the foolery.
Well, difference of opinion, but y'all, let's get into it. Like I said, I got to give him a thumbs up on this one. Let's
Yeah,
get
me
into
too.
it and let's get shady. So we are starting off this season. We're meeting Amanda. I'm not gonna lie, she gives me, I can't remember the girl right now, but she gives me her vibes. She did it before tonight. The one that went to Australia to mess with the boy, she gives me her vibes. Anyway, so we see Amanda, who's 31. She's from Louisiana, but she's currently living with her sister in Ohio. Now Amanda's whole deal is that she lost her husband of 8 years to cancer earlier this year. Not that early, but earlier. And homegirl moves quickly. So now apparently she was on TikTok and met this man, Razvan, after sending him a rose. And, he sent her a private message and they've been talking ever since. So he's 26 and is from Bucharest, Romania. He apparently is a model and an internet entertainer, I think she said. Content creator, whatever you want to call him. She said that, he's been supportive to her during some of her darkest times. And she does feel guilty about having a relationship so soon after her husband has passed away, but she plans on going to meet him for the first time in a few days. She said bucket. 2 tears in a bucket. So then Amanda goes to spray tan with her sister Amber because she wants to be toned, tan, and sexy when she sees Razvan. Am I saying his name right? Razvan? Mm-hmm. Then her sister basically tries to explain to her that
Razvan,
yeah.
I don't think it makes a difference.
So basically, her sister tries to tell Amanda that I think that you're not really
you're
with your grief.
and
Right. And
you're filling a void
kind of fast. And then, I felt for her because it's one of those situations where if you've never been through it or if you can't, so it was like there was nothing she could say to her because of course Amanda gets emotional and she's like, well, you've never been through this. I don't have a husband and I want them to have a father figure in their life. And I understood everything Amanda was saying, but I need you to slow your roll. I think, and I ain't trying to put no time limits on nobody's grief, but she said the man passed away earlier this year. She started talking to him. They've been talking for what? I felt like she said like 8 months.
They've been together for 4 months.
4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's 12 months in a year.
I think where you're getting the 8 months from is the husband felt something was wrong in his chest, and then the doctor didn't see
Oh,
anything
okay.
until 8
Maybe
months
that's what I'm
later.
getting that from. But
Yeah, they didn't
anyway,
see anything 8 months later.
again, that's the only thing I was like, okay, Amanda, pump your brakes. I kind of agree with the sister. And then she's talking about how she hopes he'll propose, but she never met him. And her sister thinks she's crazy as hell and she needs time to find herself.
Especially since they argue all the time and break up.
Right. And then apparently they break up a lot because he's like, he's an entertainer and, he does things and modeling jobs. And she, doesn't like the women on him, wants to
And
control
she catches him on live telling girls to get in the shower with their white t-shirts on.
that part. And so apparently he's supposed to be shooting a video when she comes out there. And he may have to kiss the actress and, Amanda's feeling a kind of way. And it just gave me like, again, you see all the signs of maybe why you shouldn't be going, or you already have a problem with certain things, but you still gonna leave your kids for 3 weeks and go anyway to meet this man. But again, I felt so bad for her and everything that
She
she's been
thinks the
through.
red
I
flags
could
are just waving at her.
the red flags are waving.
They're just waving at
But
her.
again, I felt so bad for her. I couldn't even really be shady. Sorry, y'all. I could. The only thing I can say is, homegirl needed to pump her brakes and take some more time. Like her sister said, find herself, figure out who she is, because at the end of the day, all she knows is being a wife and a mother, and she does need to. But that's neither here nor there. Good luck to Razvan and Amanda. I don't see it working. That's my prediction.
Because, like the sister said, she probably is just filling a void.
As the sister was like, do you even really like him for real, or you just, like she said, filling a void? What's your prediction?
Oh, yeah, I don't think so either.
The next
He also seems pretty immature, and she's used to having like a man who's taking care of kids and a family. And
yeah, like even when they were talking about, he was like, oh yeah, I'll play with your kids, and she's like, no, I need like somebody that's gonna step in and help me, not like be another kid.
Exactly. So
your favorite person?
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ.
Gino, or as we call him, aka Hanson. If y'all don't know, y'all can go back and watch reviews from the previous season, but we call him Hanson.
Or take my strong hand.
Take my strong hand.
So yes, we're back at Hanson. Great. He's here for another season. Now
he got some better clothes though. He got some better clothes this season.
According to him. So he's trying to get some tape-ins for Jasmine until he realizes that they're $320 a box. And then he says, you know what, I'm just going to get her a sample, and sends her a picture. That lady said, what the hell am I going to do with a sample? Sir,
right.
I need them all. Brand new socks and drawers. And it's the end of conversation. I said, what? Now Jasmine.
But somebody who really ain't got it like that, he finds some ways to make that girl happy.
That's what a man is supposed to do. I'm all here for it. So Jasmine, she still looks pretty as usual, but she does look a little bit different, and we clearly see where Gino's money is going.
Has been gone.
Exactly. She got the lips. I don't know what else she got done. I know she definitely got the lips, but she's looking like an IG model right now. Okay.
But you know what's so funny? And I was thinking that she did all that work, and that man, clearly it ain't for Gino, because he's not really that into her from what she said.
It don't matter. She find another prospects. Now
she used his money to find other prospects. I ain't matter.
Now, after all their troubles in Panama, after he left, he says that, it's been hard for them, because they miss each other so much. So he did apply for the K-1 visa, but it's been a long process. So he has a trip planned.
I don't think he applied for it.
Well, she know how to fix that ass, didn't she? So
she did. That was very
right. I thought, oh, I'm like, girl. So he has a trip planned to go to Panama, and he's excited to show her his upgraded wardrobe. He says there's a lot riding on this trip, and he hopes they can work out all their issues. Otherwise, he's going to be, really concerned about bringing her to the U.S. Now, Jasmine is over in Panama trying to upgrade her hoo-ha. She told her doctor that she want to be a virgin again, because apparently Hanson can't ejaculate for her. but she knows she a bad bitch, and she knows she fine as hell. Any man would be lucky to have her. So she said it's a hidden problem, not a her problem. But she also feels this is the last chance they have to reignite the spark, and she's hoping that being a virgin again will do it. So Gino finally got a job. He's no longer living off his savings.
Did they say how much it costs?
No. Mm-mm.
I was gonna say that must be because I feel like she just didn't even ask a price or flinch, and I don't.
She don't care.
Mm.
She gonna tell her man to pay for it, and look and blame it all on him. It's because you can't come. So we got to fix. We got to do something. Since you ain't gonna get that fixed, let's fix this for you or whoever else. So Gino has finally got a job, and he's able to support Jasmine more. But it does aggravate her that they're not able to talk as much. So he calls her on FaceTime, and she brings up the application for the visa. And he says, right now the status is still the same,
Did
but
he call her or did she call him? She looked like she called him in the middle of his workday
I
to
don't know.
complain about the not
No,
having.
I thought that so I thought that he called her because she seemed to
No,
be.
I felt like he was working and then she popped up on
It
screen
didn't
like,
look like
hey.
he was working. He was sitting at his desk. She was on the beach or somewhere. She was at a pool. She looked like she was busy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He was working and then she popped up on the screen like, hey, where's my visa? And if I don't get my visa, then I need this luxury apartment.
Yeah. So apparently she's been staying in a temporary place, after he told her that it should be approved in 30 days. She's like, look, I can't keep on doing this. I can't keep on moving. And if it's going to be approved in 30 days, then you might as well send me out like a queen and put me in this $3,000 2-bedroom apartment that I want to stay in.
Because apparently her sister lives with her now too.
So he has to support her as well. And then of course she brings up their sexual problems. And he says it's because they argue and he loses the desire. And she's like, yeah, we argue because of your sexual problem, sir. So after going back and forth with Gino, apparently he has finally agreed to pay for this luxury apartment. But this is also where her rich ex Dane lives. And it didn't work out with him because she needs toxic, and she says he was too delicate.
She definitely needs toxic, but yeah, it's I don't know. I might have to deal with Dane. Dane is a lot
Ain't no
better.
bad looking as hell.
I was gonna say Dane is a lot better on the eyes.
Look, and Jasmine let him know that, her and Gino has been going through some problems because he sent her picture to his ex-girlfriend of her topless, who then sent out the picture to all the, well, I guess they got around to all the schools, and she lost her career because of that. So look, this is really why Gino really paying for it, because I guarantee you she be bringing this stuff up, okay?
Oh,
And
every chance she get, you messed
I'm
up
sure
my
she
career.
does. And now I can't work, so you got to support me. And Dane, he want that old thing back because he tells her, listen, don't force it with Gino. And he agrees that any man would be lucky to have her, I'm sure, including himself.
Okay. Better stop sleeping on Dane.
Mm-hmm.
But she calls him, they spelled it Dane, but she calls him Dan.
She can't speak.
Oh, okay. Well, that's terrible. So we meet Riley. He is 48 from Strasburg, Pennsylvania. So
I say he make my ass itch.
he is into music, jazz especially, and has a mean collection, and likes cigars as well. Now, apparently, he's worked. One thing that I was really wondering: a lot of these people ain't got like amazing, great jobs, right? So I'm like, how are we supporting these people? Well, I guess they're not bringing them over yet, but anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how we're doing all this, but. Anyway, he works in public safety. He shares that he was in a serious relationship, but he caught her cheating because someone else that he knew was hiding in the closet.
That he introduced her to.
Right. So then the girl, and then apparently the girl that he almost married let him go somewhere. And she
Well,
just
not even almost married. He was going to propose to her.
Oh,
Right before proposing, she ghosted him.
Well,
it's giving. It's you.
It's a you problem. It's me. I'm the problem. Now, okay, so then he went on a Vietnamese dating app and met Violet. He says that she's the sweetest jerk he's ever met. So he's going to Vietnam in 2 weeks to meet her for the first time. He calls Violet on FaceTime, and apparently he knows a little bit of the language. So I said, okay, Riley, kudos.
Well, he was in the military. Who knows? He probably was over there before.
True. And he refuses to say I love you to her because every time he does, the person leaves and he's scarred, he's hurt, he got trauma, y'all.
So they flick each other off.
Yeah, so they give each other the middle finger to show how much they care because
it's giving you're like 10.
She told him women in Vietnam say the opposite of what they really mean, and he feels like she's hiding something, but he isn't sure what it is. I think
it's
you
not
know
that into you, like everybody else.
You're terrible. So then Riley goes to link up with his friends Sean and Tiffany for a Juneteenth celebration. He lets them know that he's about to go to Vietnam. He shares that he plans on bringing a ring, although she lied about being divorced when they first.
You would think that that would be a bad omen too. Why is that not a bad omen? You were just about to propose to somebody else and they ghosted you. What if you buy a ring and she don't show up at the airport for you? Since saying I love you is a bad omen.
You are so okay. So he's bringing the ring, but the girl was divorced and lied about it. And then told him to get off the dating app. But then he found out that she was still on a dating app. But you see, Violet smart with her stuff because she was like, "Well, how would you see me on a dating app if you wasn't on it?" So yeah, and of course he fell for it. And he still plans on going because he's so in love, and he has to find his Mrs. Right.
Desperate times. Then we meet Tyray, who is from Modesto, California. Apparently, he likes to stand around in a park playing a ukulele randomly.
It brings him joy.
That's weird. And he's not even good. He's not even.
It brings it. Look, it made me happy for him.
He's not even good. I remember growing up in New York, watching people on the subway sing and dance and play music, but they were good. I wish somebody would throw a rock at him and just tell him to shut the fuck up. He was horrible. And it looks like is it like a toy little ukulele? It looked like something my daughter got.
You're awful. You're an awful person.
Whatever. It was so bad. I could just imagine if I'm like, imagine if you're trying to relax in the park or you're going for
and you hear somebody playing a ukulele.
Some noise being played. Like, what the hell are you?
You wouldn't say that if you were in Hawaii.
That sounds good. Is that what you think it's supposed to sound like? Because that's not what it sounded like. Anyways, he says dating has been hard. I can see why. But he feels that it's due to his insecurity of his weight. And that's probably why he's still a virgin.
Yeah, he said he was. He
is going to be a 40-year-old virgin. Put the ukulele down.
You said put the ukulele down.
And instead of standing around in the park, run around it. Okay, so he's also taking care of his mom. Listen, he the one that said his insecurity about his weight. I did. Okay, so he says he's taking care of his mom who had a brain tumor removed and then a day later had a stroke. Apparently his dad passed away when he was 4, so his mom, has raised all of them on her own, and she's made a lot of sacrifices. So he doesn't mind making the sacrifice for her, which I did think was sweet. But apparently.
Okay, so this is another thing.
I was about to say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead.
So this is my only critique on Tyray. Again, fills my heart. I don't know who this new sensitive person is that I am. But I was like, oh my God, Tyray, I want you to find love. You and your ukulele. I really want it for you. But
have you pressed on a stick or something? Did you
stop it? Anyway.
Hell going on, because she's way worse than me.
But anyway, no. So then I was hurt. His father was unalived, y'all. Like, okay. She said passed away like it was he was okay.
He was, I think, by like a friend or something he got into an argument with or something.
Right. But not only that, the mom, that was a really sad situation. She talks about how he's the only one, not the only one, but out of all her kids, because she has other kids, he's the one that does the most care for her. And I'm sitting here.
Because he don't have a life.
But here's my thing. I felt bad because I was like, so you want to bring this Carmella, he wants to bring Carmella over here to the US or talking to her, or that's his game plan. But you live in a 1-bedroom apartment with mom.
You know, I didn't even say nothing about the girlfriend yet. I'm just,
I'm just saying, but you live in an apartment with mom.
You don't know how this works. He never did this before.
I guess so.
He's about to be a 40-year-old virgin. What he need to do is listen, they need to get on a schedule with all the brothers and sisters because they out living their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. They said, I don't give a damn what mama did for us. We ain't doing it. And we out living our lives. You ain't got nothing going on. So you can take care of that. And he need to let them know that I'm about to have something going on. And I need y'all to hop in the schedule. You know, we could play some double dutch, something. We gotta do this. Okay, but he don't know how this works because he ain't never had this before.
That's a great point. I didn't think about that. That's true.
It would probably help if you weren't outside playing the ukulele. Everybody's gonna think you're a dork. But so apparently he has a girlfriend named Carmella, who Trace just mentioned, who is 27 and lives in Barbados. He says this is his soulmate. She thicker than a Snicker and he want a bite. Okay. Now, he said that they talk every day on Snapchat, and sometimes they have Snapchat naughty sessions, but they never talked on the phone. Now, this already was giving me catfish vibes. I don't know if y'all still watch Catfish, but me and my big grown age, I still watch Neve. Okay? I still watch Catfish. And I'm telling you, this was giving Catfish vibes. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
But, you know, he says he's ready to propose to this girl, although he's kept her a secret from his entire family because he don't want to be judged. Sorry, I think it's because you knew she was a catfish and your family was going to tell you about yourself. But he does plan to go to Barbados pretty soon, you know, he says when he can afford to. Apparently, production pulls him to the side and says, you know, they've uncovered some information about Carmella that Tyray was not aware of.
Dun, 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 dun.
And lets him know that, you know, the person you've been messaging, sir,
she's not
she
real.
was definitely a catfish. And she's actually not a she, she's a he. And they even offered for him to not use the footage. Said, you don't want to use this footage, we won't. Or, you know, we can just cut this now, whatever you want to do. But apparently, Tyray want to confront this person. From what I saw from the next previews, yeah, I would have just let that go.
I'm just
I would have told him not
bad for Tyray. And maybe you know how sometimes they'll go to meet somebody and it don't work out.
I'm gonna need you to piss on the stick for real.
You stop it. And you know how sometimes they go meet somebody and then or along the way they'll meet somebody else. So I'm really rooting for Tyray and hoping that some way, somehow, if he is gonna continue this journey, that he meets someone that actually does like him or want to be with him.
So they can sit under the tree while he play the ukulele too?
Yeah, and they could do it together.
It would never be somebody like Carmella. I can guarantee that.
not Megan Thee Stallion, Carmella.
Not absolutely. Carmella would not be sitting under a tree while he playing the ukulele. I can tell you that.
Terrible. So then we get
bad bitches don't do that.
Bad bitches don't do that. We meet David, 42. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. He was born fully deaf. He enjoys playing arcade games because he can feel them, although he can't hear them. He works at a grocery store, stocking shelves, and cleaning at a casino.
First of all, let me just say this, okay? If anybody I like on this season, it's David, okay? David is deaf, born deaf, and he's a little hustler.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Listen, men take notes. Men take notes.
You have no excuses. If David can do it, so can you.
This man out here with 2 jobs, period, and helping his lady out. Okay, I said, oh, all right, David.
Yeah, no, David.
Got one for me.
Again, that's another one. I was like, how could I say anything?
Yeah, that's the only one for me.
You're stupid. So, you know, he said that he's originally from Tennessee, but he was with his all hearing family, which was difficult. So they sent him off to a deaf school, which he compares to like boarding school, up until he was 20. And that's where he learned sign language. He can't speak, he can't read lips. So he finds it difficult to connect with people. He said that he lived on his own and has wanted a relationship with another deaf or hard of hearing person. He had apparently met someone 6 years ago, but they broke up because she cheated. And I said, well, you know what, David? At least you ain't taking no I'm here for it. I'm here for it. He said,
I work 2 jobs and I take care of my bitch.
Then he met Sheila, who's 31 and lives in the Philippines. He met her in a group of deaf singles for Facebook. So at least he was looking in the right place. Like there is not, I'm rooting for David. Okay. And so he plans on, apparently she was born with hearing, but she started having issues with her ears when she was 6. And now she wears a hearing aid. She's learning ASL and she knows a bit of English. And he plans to fly to the Philippines to meet Sheila for the first time. Apparently he got a little friend bartender down, by his house that he goes and communicates with. And he shares with his friends that, I'm getting ready to go to Philippines. And he says that his friends and family don't like or doesn't want him to send her money, but that's his girlfriend.
They feel like she might be a user.
And he felt like he got to help her. Apparently
he said, that's my girl and I'm gonna stick beside her.
And she went through some shit. It's not like,
apparently
COVID and then they had a typhoon or something like that.
Yeah, he said that like I guess they've been talking for 2 years, and he said the first year she didn't ask him for anything, but then after COVID and the typhoon, yes, she needed help because her house, I guess, was messed up.
And based off of what they showed, the video footage, like I said, in my opinion, there's nothing creepy or weird about this situation. It doesn't give me any bad vibes. And I'm really hoping that him and Sheila actually work out. She seems like she's really into him. And he said that he spent maybe $3,000 on her, which I don't think is bad. The bartender is a little concerned about
it ain't Jasmine.
Right.
You might be spending that on hair alone.
Wishes him the best and hopes that, this is his happily ever after. And I said, I hope it is too for David. Again, I was on my sensitive stuff this episode. But yeah, y'all.
Let's hope. Listen. Let's hope we can give a big welcome back to Treese next episode. Cause I don't know.
No, I'm sure.
I don't know where she at.
And apparently, and yeah, y'all, that was the episode for the most part. This is our, I guess, 4 new people that we're meeting. Obviously, I don't know how far Tyray is gonna go, and then it looks like we're meeting like 4 other people. So this is gonna be a big cast, which I'm kind of here for. If you're gonna drag it out, at least let's switch it up and put some different and not just focus on the same. Because I really want minimal Gino and Jasmine. I'm just saying, I'm telling you right now. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much. We appreciate you tuning in to our review of Before the 90 Days, episode 1, season 6. If you haven't already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And we will
and look out for notifications because we plan to take this live. So within the next couple of weeks, we plan to go live with this. So if you want to join us live, hop in our comments, and
tell us what you think. So if I'm being too nice, y'all can jump in and be shady.
Or if I'm being too mean, you can jump in and we can scrap it out.
They can y'all can tussle.
We can tussle.
Y'all can tussle. All right, guys, but thank you so much, and we'll catch you next week for another review of Before the 90 Days.
Good night.
Have a good night.